do, do, do. Oh. Oh. Holy night. I don't generally listen to a whole lot of Christmas carols. No, I mean, I listen to probably the average amount of Christmas carols. But I'm sitting here in my sunroom, and we got a little Christmas thing on TV, and it's playing some gentle Christmas carols, so that kind of feels nice. So I'm going to keep going with it if it's okay with you. Hello, Betty Bird. Hello, Stinky Pink. Hello, Vintage Bean. Mr. Jinx, Dave, John Collins, Massachusetts, CJ Burrow, Christy, Lisa Strong, GI, Chuck Harris, Laura Derringer, Jillian, Timothy, Lisa Strong says good morning, Janelle Belts, Megan, Mitty Bar, Ali. Uh-oh, I got to sneeze. I've got to sneeze. Jimmy. I remind somebody of their old friend Garth. Uncovered footage, Bill, Rishi. Wow, we got a nice group joining. I have no idea the rhyme or reason on the audience one gets here on TikTok when they go live. Some days I'll sit there and nobody will hop on. This morning I've been just went live a few minutes ago, and I've got 205 people watching already. And I so appreciate all 205, or shall I say 45 of my favorite newest viewers. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. And I guess it's good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Stay at Home with Ken. It's a little show that I started yesterday. It's a show about me talking and sharing some feelings and sharing some ups and downs and sharing a little bit about the experience in the life of a 55-year-old man who is dreams big and strives for good things, and it's a work in progress, and who hopes for better things. Holly, go lay down. Go lay down. Who has a dog named Holly, who is always at his side, clawing at him and pawing at him and wanting him to do. Come on, Holly. She gets so much attention. Hello, Jake Sapp. Thank you all for joining. Again, this is Stay at Home with Ken. Happy holidays to you. Again, I started doing this show yesterday, and I have a daily show and a page on various social media. Hello, Salvatore. Various social media platforms called Coffee with Ken. Hello, Alexis from Michigan. And I've been doing a version of Coffee with Ken for about 4.5 years. And it is a show I started when I was struggling in life, and I realized I thought I was alone. I thought I was the only one that had issues or mental worries or anxieties or a bad self-image or a bad inner voice or what have you. And but I did know that talking about my stuff made me feel a little bit better. And I started doing it every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock on Facebook 4.5 years ago, going live and just kind of going, help, I'm struggling. And people started watching and enjoying and identifying and connecting. And that led me on a path. Go lay down. Go lay down. She goes for a loop around the table and then comes right back. She's like a boomerang. Good girl. Anyway, led me on a path to where I am today. And it's been an interesting journey and an interesting road, and experienced a whole lot of things, from great highs and lows, financially, spiritually, relationship-wise, career-wise. I've had babies, I've had divorces, I've had marriages, I've had different careers and different things all wrapped up into a 4.5-year-old little ball of chaos that can be best described as my life. And again, it started out called Coffee with Ken, and that's the name I still give to this show on various platforms. I was doing it live at 8 o'clock every morning, and a few weeks ago, my wife went back to work. Back to work, and I'm going, hey, I'm a full-time content creator. You shouldn't have to go back to work, but I'll tell you what, full-time content creation is challenging, as is every other business you might want to start up. And there's a lot of people to do it, and there's a lot of more talented people in the business than you know. And I thought I was just like in real estate. I started in real estate 17 years ago selling homes. I thought I was going to knock the cover off the ball. I'm charming. I'm me. Everyone's going to want to buy and sell a home with me. What I didn't realize is there were other professionals in the business that were pretty good at what they did as well. And after 17 years, I left the business about a year ago, and have been kind of bouncing around over the last year, almost literally. And worked at Super Target for 7 months from February to September. Left that in September and decided I want to be a full-time content creator. And lo and behold, I was doing my show live at 8 o'clock every morning. Was building up a nice audience, building up a bunch of regulars that would watch and subscribe and send me hats and send me, I don't know, various gifts and make me feel good about what I was doing and the direction I was going. But my wife went back to work about 4 weeks ago now. She had a position that she's going to do awesome with, and she is doing awesome with. I'll say it not is going to, she already is. And a position that's going to work real well for our family and work real well for her, something she's excited about doing. And honestly, I've known her for about 6 or 7 years, and I've never seen her so well matched for something she's doing as I have over the last couple weeks. And I think she's going to be the number one person in her company within a year or two, just because it's that of a great match for her ability and her desire and her drive and what have you. So anyway, we have a couple little ones. We have a 2.5-year-old named Augie, and we have a little 1-year-old named Eve. I've got 2 older girls from a previous marriage, and she's got 3 older ones from a previous marriage as well. So I am doubling up as a stay-at-home dad, along with a aspiring full-time content creator. And honestly, I'll just be honest. Being a stay-at-home dad, especially with stepkids, and I'm not looking for any pity at all, but has been at times the most stressful, taxing thing I've ever done, and has me talking to myself in the middle of the night and going, what the heck? What the heck? You're dealing with all sorts of different personalities and different ages and different needs, but the one thing that's consistent is they're all needy in various ways. They're all needy in various ways. And you got to do your best to keep your spirits up and to try to provide motivation and energy and enthusiasm and a way to go. Good luck on your finals while cleaning a dirty pot or pan that one of the kids didn't attend to the night before. And it's tried me, and I think at the end of the day, it's going to make me a better man. It's going to teach me patience, and that's kind of been my word of the day is patience. Because I'm 55 and I think I've struggled with patience, my own patience with the world, with life, with physical conditioning, with finding an answer, with other people, and most importantly, with myself. And hopefully, I think God puts us in a place where we're meant to be. And I think I have abilities or potential that this family needed, and I needed this family. So I think we're a perfect match for each other, while at the same time, it is not sunshine and rainbows. I can promise you that. And again, it's crazy, and it's my life, and I think my life has always been kind of that way, and I've always had a lot of smiles on my face and a lot of laughter in my heart, but I've also had a lot of tears, and it's just kind of the way life is for me. And I wouldn't change my life or who I am with anybody else out there. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm having fun, but again, not always sunshine and rainbows. But anyway, for those that have been watching a while, it's not just a show about me talking. It's also a show, although, again, I called it Stay at Home with Ken. It's the new name for what I'm doing. Again, my wife went back to work about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. Yeah, actually, a month ago today. I think the 21st of November. And what number coffee is this? Heck if I know. I do not count my coffees. I just enjoy them till I don't enjoy them anymore. We had a pot this morning that my family sets upon. And when my wife heads off to work around 9 o'clock in the morning, usually I brew up another pot and just see how it goes. Jason Ciro says, get a caregiver. For me? For me? Somebody here just to rub my shoulders and say, it'll be okay, Ken. You'll get through this day. At 7 o'clock, you get to put the babies down and you get to rest on the pillow. And you get to go to sleep. You get to go night-night. But anyway, started doing the show about 3 weeks ago because I had to switch from my regularly scheduled 8 o'clock time. And was doing it after I laid the kids down for bed. My baby's down for bed. And for a while, I was calling it Nap Time with Ken. And let me tell you, from a marketing perspective, I do not believe that Nap Time for Ken is a great title. Or with Ken is a great title. So I've changed it as of yesterday. Oh, yes, as of yesterday. To Stay at Home with Ken. And I'm figuring there's a lot of people in this world since COVID who now work from home, who now, there's stay-at-home moms and dads, and there's, people that telecommute and do Zoom meetings, and salespeople now work from home. And I think there's probably more of a demand for this, at least I think, than there ever has been before. So I thought changing it to Stay at Home with Ken might draw a more excited and vibrant audience, if you will. So we'll see. This is day 2. We've had a nice crowd on today. We've had some nice conversation. Kennergy said, it's so cute that I call my toddlers babies. Well, one is 2.5, and his name is Augie, and he has Down syndrome. And I bring that up just because he develops a little slower than, I don't know, other babies maybe. And although he's 2.5 years old, I think he's not quite as physically or mentally developed as he would be in a different circumstance. And the other one is my little 13-month angel named Eve. And I don't know, she's my little baby. It's funny. I think both mom and dad are jealous every morning. Augie cuddles with mom and Eve cuddles with dad as we start our day off. And Eve's body fits perfectly. When I fold my legs up just right and cross my legs, she kind of fits in the gap between my knees, and will sit there and let Dada feed her or watch TV or cuddle in close. And while she's doing that, Mama's usually cuddling with my boy Augie and giving him all the love he can get. But in the meantime, I just laid them down about 20 minutes ago. And I cannot tell you, it's amazing how much love one can have for your children and at the same time want nothing more in the world than them to take a nap so you can clean the house, do a Coffee with Ken video or a Stay at Home with Ken video, or walk your dog, or throwing a load of laundry or throwing a load of dishes. And anyway, before I talk much longer and bore the pants off you guys, you saw me pour a nice hot cup of coffee, and I'm excited to have my first sip. I mean, I've been drinking it all morning, but I'm going to drink a little more for you right now. My hope is that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Just us. It's the pumpkin spice. Oh, is it the pumpkin spice? We started this morning off with a strong pot of Sumatra. And let me tell you, it was delish. A big hearty flavor. My 9-year-old drinks a little bit, likes to drink half a cup with a bunch of cream with us in the morning to get his day started. And I think that's cute. I always talk about how it's a nice cup of joe, and, you know, we discuss the flavor and what have you, and he's cute. Then he heads off to school, and my wife heads off to work, and I'm left with 2 babies that need loving and attention. And I don't know. I have a lot of capability and a lot of love in my heart, and I think it's a good match. Although I also have struggled with, anxiety and mental health issues and stress and worry and fear. So during the night when I wake up and go, crap, what am I going to do? How am I going to handle this? I don't know. I was out walking this morning, walking my dog Holly for a little bit, and realized how important patience is for me, for probably you, for others, for the world, for life. And I talk about it a lot, about habits and baby steps and making small improvements and being works in progress and trying to get a little better every day. Rome wasn't built in a day, and nobody got a 6-pack of abs in a day, or learned calculus in a day, or learned a foreign language, or became a perfect human, or, and I think we got to cut ourselves some slack and do our best to cut others some slack at the same time. Hello, Josh. I saw Mel Robbins talking on TikTok the other day. She said something, and I'm going to paraphrase. The easiest way to find peace in your own life is by stop trying to control others. And it's something I'm struggling with, and something I've probably struggled with my whole life, and probably struggle with, and we probably all do. But every morning, trying to hurry the kids off to school, or get them to eat the right food, or I don't know, And I know it's part of parenting. It's part of parenting. And doing it as a stepdad is even more challenging because you weren't there from the beginning necessarily. And they're not of your same genetic makeup necessarily. And I think we're all born a little different, especially kids from different experiences and different gene pools and what have you. And I bring my expectations of the way the world should be in my relationship with others. And they have different expectations and different beliefs and different backgrounds and different upbringings and different habits. And I'll tell you what, I like my habits. And oftentimes, I don't like the habits of others so much. But again, I'm working on that and trying to be a little bit more okay with that. And a little bit better every day. So let's have a little more coffee. Hello, Reginald. Rick said go for cup 2. Rick, this is probably cup 6. This is probably cup 6. Just for a whim, my 9-year-old has his favorite cup of coffee. He doesn't have it. It is his favorite cup, coffee cup. And I usually drink out of my coffee with Ken cup. It's got my logo on it. It's got my name on it in case I forget what my name is or what the show is I do. And so I usually drink out of it. But this morning, just to mix things up, and I didn't do my morning show like I usually do. I often will do a first sip video when I'm just waking up and rubbing the sleep out of my eyes and getting my day started. Didn't feel it in my heart today and decided to skip it. So because of that, I chose to use a different mug. And just for fun to see if he'd notice, I used my youngest stepson's favorite mug. Let me tell you, he noticed. He gave me a mean stare sitting across from me in the living room this morning before I sent him off to school going, he didn't speak, but his eyes, it was a face that said 1,000 words. You're using my mug. I told him how good it was and how good the coffee tasted in it. He tried to gross me out by saying, he uses it every day, so it's kind of dirty. And I go, oh, it just makes it taste better, William. It just makes the coffee taste better. So let's have another sip. But yeah, I don't know how much I have for you today. I never do. I usually talk from, I don't know, 30 to 45 minutes. In a perfect world, and the world's never going to be perfect, so I say it kind of with tongue in cheek, but in a perfect world, I would go live every day and talk for 30 to 45 minutes. I think it's good for me. It provides my social media channels a lot of content and a lot of, hopefully it provides the viewers something. Hopefully you get something from this. Enthusiasm, energy, real guy that's willing to share his struggles. So you guys know if you have struggles, it's okay. Or at least it's okay because I do as well. And yeah, a guy that just shares a little bit about life. And again, I talk about it a lot in this world of artificial intelligence and telecommuting and working from home and what have you, and cell phones. I think a little human connection is important. Probably we all crave it a little bit. And if the only way and again, for me, as a guy that's staying at home with two babies, it's hard to get out of the house. I'm a social creature. I like going to Starbucks, going to the office. Again, I worked at Super Target for 7 months. Worked at Super Target for 7 months. That provided me a social outlet. And now, I don't know. I'm excited to have my stepkid come home from school at 2:45. Hope he wants to talk to me. He's only 9 years old, but he's an old soul. And hey, William, how was your day? How was your day? Because I spent all day with two little babies. And again, I think it's a blessing that I get to do it. And I know it's a blessing that my wife found a perfect position for her. But I'll tell you, despite God's blessings come in different disguises, I don't know if that's the right word, but forms and formats. And I think while we're in the midst of something, we don't often see the blessing that is in front of us or the blessing that we're going through. But 5 years down the road, I'll bet you I'll look back at this time, which has been taxing and stressful and exhausting and what have you, confusing. And I might look back at it as the best time of my life because it was the time that I got to hold my babies, feed them peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which I just did before I put them down. I'll tell you what, I had way, way, way too many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches growing up. The smell of peanut butter bugs me out. But my kids still love them. My son Augie, he's a little bit of a finicky eater. You never know. I mean, he's pretty good about cereal, and he likes blueberries a whole lot. But he goes hot and cold on all sorts of foods. The one food he doesn't go hot and cold on is peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Both of them are pretty good at eating them, and I don't know. The mess they make with them is relatively minimal. Relatively. Sometimes we'll give them, who knows. Yesterday I gave, there's these little squeeze packets for babies. Little squeeze packets with kind of a straw type plastic thing on the end. And I don't know, they mix them with like apple, cinnamon, and spinach or weird combinations or blueberry and apple or whatever. But sometimes they'll have some weird combinations. They can be quite messy. They can be quite messy. And I think Augie enjoys just squeezing the pack, whether his mouth's stuck to the straw type thing or not. And I don't know what my point was other than he decided to squeeze it in the living room yesterday on my carpet. I like a clean house. And my house isn't quite as clean as I'd like it. It's better with me home and me working my magic. If I have any magic, I'm pretty good at cleaning. Before I go live, I threw in a load of laundry in our a load of wash, and I threw in a load of dishes, and that's kind of becoming a regular habit for me. When I'm done with this, I'll probably move the laundry along to the dryer and probably unload the dishwasher and I don't know, sweep up the kitchen and maybe scrub down the counters and maybe put the toys away while the kids are still sleeping, knowing full well that when they get up, the first thing they're going to do is open up the cabinets, rip out the books from the shelves, and throw all the toys all over the uh, home. But yeah, that is life. And that is life with Stay at Home with Ken, about coffee drinking, family loving, dealing with the imperfections within me and the anxieties within me and the stress that is within me, and trying to get a little better every day. And I promise you, I smile more than I laugh more than I cry. And, but again, I'm not perfect by any stretch. I'm just trying to do the best I can as I walk my path that is life. And I appreciate you guys for hopping on today and joining me and following along in my story. I don't know how long I've talked or if I've said anything of value, but I so appreciate you guys joining me on this second Stay at Home with Ken. I like that name. I like that name. I think once I get that brand out, I'm still going to be Coffee with Ken, never fear. But I think once the brand gets out, all the stay-at-home people that have for years gotten by watching All My Children or One Life to Live or whatever soap operas are going on these days, or Good Morning America, they're going to find out about Stay at Home with Ken and tune in. I'd like to do it on a regular set time, but my babies don't nap on a regular set time or for a regular set duration. Karen, Merry Christmas to you, and thank you for tuning in. I so appreciate you guys hopping on today. And we've had a kind of nice audience today, a good group, and I so appreciate you. Heather Odell from Canada, from Alberta. Marici shared the live. If you guys keep doing sweet things to me and talking to me, I might stay on a few more minutes. Again, I post these lives on YouTube. I'll talk social media for a bit. I think I was spreading myself thin a little bit on my social media channels. And I was posting all these videos on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and posting reels and shorts and what have you. And honestly, I think if I narrow my focus and dig a little deeper into a couple of the social media platforms, I think that might be prudent and give me a chance to keep track of some things and not be frustrated and not be trying to communicate with people on 7 different platforms at the same time, and probably allow me to grow an audience like I want to grow by really focusing in on a couple of my favorites. And right now my favorites are going to be YouTube and TikTok, because I think they offer me the biggest opportunity for growth. And I'm paring back my work on Facebook and Instagram, and I think I'm starting to see some fruits of that, and kind of has me excited. Hey, Ghost, thank you so much for sending me a finger heart and shared it. My husband came home and shared an early Christmas gift I could have done without. Well, I don't know what to say about that, Heather Odell. Appreciate your husband, that he was thinking of you, and that he came home and tried to share a Christmas gift. We don't always get what we want, for sure. But I know for me, the challenges, most of the challenges I face are the flu, I get it, are the 6 inches between my ears. And I'm working on that and trying to be better and trying to be calmer and trying to be at peace and trying to, I don't know, be more understanding of other people. Merry Christmas, Jonathan Andrea. Hello, Blitz. Thank you so much for joining. I'm going to pour a little more coffee. Ghost is a generous person. Ghost, who I do not know, has sent me a couple gifts. I so appreciate that, Ghost. You must be very kind. He sent me a fairy corn. Fairy corn's funny. I have two older girls, 17 and 14 now. And just the word fairy reminds me of them. We used to watch a whole lot of Disney princess movies and the Tinkerbell fairy movies. And I don't know, puts a smile on my face and kind of makes me happy and kind of makes me just remember my girls. So let's have a little more coffee. Oh, but anyway, I so appreciate you guys. Again, means a lot to me. You join it. Hey, Ghost, thank you for following the live creator. Again, I've been on this platform for just over 2 years and grows a little bit every day. And I enjoy it. And I sometimes fuss and sometimes maybe even dread. This morning, or just an hour ago or so before I got started, I'm sitting there. I got the camera set up. I go, hey, the lighting looks okay. And as always, there's a button on my phone. It says go live. Hello, Tracy from Indiana. There's a button on my phone that says go live. And I sit there and go, am I really going to do this? And I go, what the heck? Let's just do it. And I push that button, and then I get a 3, 2, 1 countdown, and all of a sudden I'm live. And I'm sitting there staring at an image of myself on my phone, and nobody's there. And I'm going, I've got no plans, no ideas, no clue what I'm going to talk about. But hopefully one way or the other, I'll get through 30 to 45 minutes of conversation with you kind folk. Oh, Andrea, you're so sweet. I appreciate you. I do appreciate you. And again, a Friday is tomorrow. It's a day my wife doesn't work, and I don't know my regular schedule. So I apologize for anybody that's tuning in around 10:30 if you care. If I'm not on, but I think 10:30 is a good nap time for my babies. And if I'm in the right spirits, I'd love to continue going live with you as often as I could. Again, I enjoyed it a lot, and my audience was growing really nicely when I was doing it every day. But if I could target going live for a bit around 10:30 every morning, or at least the mornings that I'm at home with my babies, I think that might be good for me. And yeah, so I have a visitor at the door. I don't know if she's going to need to talk. I think she probably will. And, okay, no, she's okay. My visitor knows where she's going. Hopefully she doesn't wake up my babies. My visitor wakes up my babies, I'm going to be in a crabby mood. You don't want to see me in a crabby mood. Andrea loves good morning, good morning, good morning to you. I love it too. I started doing it soon, 4.5 years ago. I don't know. Seemed like the thing to say. I wanted it longer than one good morning. 2 is overdone. But how many people actually give you 3 good mornings every morning? Probably not a lot. So let's have a little more coffee. But anyway, I so appreciate you. Want to thank you guys so much for joining. Hope anybody new tuning in follows my page and follows me over on YouTube and TikTok. And I don't know. I try and have a lot of fun with this and just share my feelings and share my thoughts and share a little bit about my life, knowing you guys are going through your own stuff as well. And we're all doing our best. And I promise you I'm doing my best every day. And I promise you my life and me, I am far from perfect. I'm not trying to pretend to be. I'm trying to be share my flaws as well as everything else. And again, just trying to do my best and be a little better tomorrow than I am today. And I think if we all strive for that, the world's going to look pretty good. So anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate you. Hope you had a great night's sleep. Hope your week's going well. Hope you're excited about your Thursday. I hope you are feeling good. I hope you are loving yourself. I hope you are forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.